After age 60, you could be losing up to 3% of your muscle strength every single year, not because of aging, but because you're missing key vitamins before bed. Even more shocking, a study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that over 93% of older adults are deficient in at least one critical vitamin that helps protect muscle tissue overnight. This isn't just about getting weaker, it's about losing your independence, your ability to walk without help, maybe even your ability to get out of bed on your own within the next 5 years. And the worst part, most seniors have no idea it's happening silently night after night. But today, we're breaking the silence. Before we dive into the details, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Senior Life, where your health is always our priority. Let me tell you about my old friend Bill. Bill's 72, Vietnam veteran. Tough as nails, spent most of his life fixing trucks in a small Ohio town. Never asked for much, just his morning paper, his black coffee, and his evening walks with his dog Max. But something changed last year. Bill started tripping. Not just once or twice, but regularly. His grip strength weakened. He told me, "Doc, I feel like my legs forget what to do." He'd lose his balance when getting out of bed. It scared him and it scared me. We ran some tests. Nothing showed up on the MRI, nothing wrong with his spine or brain. But his blood work revealed something striking. His vitamin E levels were dangerously low. Now, here's the thing. Most people associate vitamin E with skin creams or eye health. But what they don't realize is how crucial it is for the nervous system and muscle control. A study from the National Institutes of Health (NIH) found that vitamin E deficiency, especially in older adults, can cause neuromuscular problems, impaired coordination, and even peripheral neuropathy, the exact symptoms Bill was showing. Now follow along with us as we explore the 4 essential vitamins that seniors should take before going to bed. The first essential vitamin, vitamin B12, a silent deficiency that affects over 1 in 5 people over 60, and can lead to muscle weakness, falls, memory loss, even irreversible nerve damage. It's not Alzheimer's, it's vitamin B12 deficiency, and it's far more common than most seniors realize. A few months ago, I had a patient named Paul, 74, from upstate New York. Former construction worker built his own cabin sharp as a tack until he wasn't. His daughter brought him in after he fell in the garage. Twice. He'd also started forgetting simple things like where he put his tools or whether he had eaten. Everyone thought it was just normal aging. But to me, something didn't sit right. Blood tests showed his serum. B12 was 180 pg/ml, just above the clinical deficiency cutoff, but far too low for good nerve health. His homocysteine and MMA methylmalonic acid levels were elevated, which meant his tissues weren't getting the B12 they needed. Vitamin B12, especially in its methylcobalamin form, plays a critical role in myelin formation. That's the protective sheath around your nerves. Without enough B12, the insulation starts to wear down. Neurotransmitter production. It helps nerves talk to muscles. Red blood cell creation low. B12 leads to fatigue and shortness of breath. Muscle coordination and balance, especially in the legs, ankles, and feet. Why seniors are at high risk, according to the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, NHANES conducted by the CDC, about 20% of adults over 60 in the U.S. have a B12 deficiency, and up to 43% are borderline low. That's nearly half of all seniors walking around with suboptimal nerve function, and they don't even know it. Why? Because as we age, our stomach lining produces less hydrochloric acid. That acid is necessary to extract B12 from protein-rich foods like meat, fish, and eggs. To make matters worse, common medications like metformin for diabetes or PPIs for acid reflux can further block absorption. A 2015 study in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society followed 100 older adults with B12 deficiency. After 8 weeks of daily methylcobalamin supplementation, over 60% reported improvement in balance memory and leg strength. Another 2021 meta-analysis published in Nutrients found that B12 supplementation significantly reduced symptoms of neuropathy, unsteady gait, and cognitive slowing in adults over 65, especially when taken at night, when cellular repair is most active. Why bedtime is the best time. Taking 1,000 mcg of methylcobalamin under the tongue sublingually about an hour before bed gives your body a calm window to absorb and utilize the nutrient. Why sublingual? Because it bypasses the stomach completely straight into the bloodstream, which is critical for seniors with absorption issues. I often tell my patients this: you don't need fancy injections or expensive tests. For most seniors, just one small lozenge under the tongue each night can restore what age is silently stealing. And that's exactly what we did for Paul. After 12 weeks, his daughter told me he was back in the garage not falling, but building a birdhouse. The second essential vitamin, vitamin C. Vitamin C isn't just an immune booster, it's a muscle preserver. Here's why it's the cofactor needed to produce collagen, the structural protein in muscles, joints, bones, and skin. It acts as a potent antioxidant, protecting muscles from inflammation and oxidative damage, especially after physical activity or during sleep. It improves iron absorption, which supports oxygen transport to working muscles. A major study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition 2019 analyzed data from over 13,000 adults aged 42 to 82. The results: those with higher vitamin C intake had significantly more skeletal muscle mass than those with lower intake, even after adjusting for physical activity and diet. In fact, they found that each 10 mg increase in daily vitamin C intake was associated with better muscle retention, particularly in the legs and hips, key areas for balance and independence. Another 2020 meta-analysis from the University of East Anglia, UK, found that higher vitamin C status was associated with a 67% lower risk of sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle mass in aging adults. I'll never forget my patient Gloria, age 73, a retired dance teacher from New Mexico. She came into my office saying, "Doctor, I feel like my legs are made of jelly. I can't hold myself up like I used to. Even getting out of the bathtub feels like a chore." At first we thought it was normal aging, but her blood work told a different story. Her plasma vitamin C was just 22 mmol et al., far below the optimal range. According to guidelines from the U.S. National Institutes of Health, NIH vitamin C levels below 28 mmol may indicate a state of depletion. And when that happens, your body can't produce enough collagen, the stuff that holds your muscles, tendons, and ligaments together. The bedtime advantage. Most people take vitamin C in the morning, but they're missing its biggest benefit. Nighttime is when your body repairs. That's when collagen is rebuilt, inflammation is reduced, and muscle fibers recover. Taking 1,000 mcg of liposomal or buffered vitamin C about 1 hour before bed on an empty stomach ensures better absorption and puts that vitamin to work when your body needs it most. Liposomal forms are encapsulated in fat, allowing them to pass through your gut lining more efficiently. Buffered versions reduce the risk of stomach upset, which is common in older adults. How to know you might be deficient. You don't have to have scurvy to be low in vitamin C. Here are early warning signs: muscles that feel weak, sore, or fatigued, easy bruising or slow healing wounds, gums that bleed when brushing, achy joints especially in the knees and hips, feeling saggy or lacking tone in the arms or legs, low energy despite good sleep and food. According to the CDC, up to 38% of older adults in the U.S. may be not getting enough vitamin C, either due to poor diet, poor absorption, or medication interactions like aspirin or diuretics. The third essential vitamin, vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant, which means it protects your cells, especially muscle and nerve cells, from oxidative stress. As we age, free radicals, unstable molecules increase in the body due to inflammation, stress, poor diet, and even medications. At night, while the body tries to repair muscles, those free radicals can do more damage unless vitamin E is there to neutralize them. Think of it like this. Without vitamin E, your muscles try to heal while still under attack. But with the right amount, especially at night, you give your body a fighting chance to recover stronger. A 2008 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked older adults who took 400 IU of natural vitamin E D-alpha tocopherol daily. After 12 weeks, participants had improved grip strength and lower body muscle performance, reduced markers of muscle damage and inflammation, fewer complaints of morning stiffness and muscle soreness. Another 2016 trial in oxidative medicine and cellular longevity confirmed that vitamin E helped slow down muscle degeneration in adults over 65, especially those who were inactive or recovering from illness. And here's something even more compelling. A Framingham Heart Study follow-up found that low plasma vitamin E was associated with increased risk of physical decline, balance problems, and difficulty performing daily tasks like getting dressed or climbing stairs. Why natural E works? Best, not all vitamin E is created equal. Most cheap supplements use synthetic forms listed as DL-alpha tocopherol. Your body only absorbs about half of that compared to natural D-alpha tocopherol. I always recommend the natural version, ideally from a mixed tocopherol formula, which includes other types like gamma and delta tocopherol that offer broader antioxidant coverage. How and when to take it for muscle protection and overnight repair? I suggest 400 IU of natural vitamin E. Take it 1 hour after dinner, not on an empty stomach since its fat-soluble food helps absorption. Avoid taking it with high-dose iron, which can interfere with absorption. Nighttime is ideal because your body is in rest and repair mode. That's when inflammation gets processed, muscles rebuild, and your antioxidant systems kick in. Most people don't realize they're lacking vitamin E until symptoms show up such as morning stiffness or muscle tightness, weakness when climbing stairs or getting out of chairs, cramping in the calves or hamstrings, easy bruising or dry aging skin, mood swings or mild coordination issues. According to the CDC and NHANES survey data, over 35% of seniors in the U.S. fall below recommended vitamin E intake, especially those with poor diets or fat absorption issues like with gallbladder removal or chronic gut problems. The fourth essential vitamin, we're especially focusing on magnesium. A recent study from the Journal of Sleep Research found that 80% of older adults who took magnesium before bed slept better, had fewer cramps, and showed improved leg strength in the morning. Yet nearly half of U.S. seniors still aren't getting enough. Let's talk about Tom, one of my patients from Illinois. He's 69, a retired mechanic, and still fixes bikes for his grandkids on the weekends. But over the past year, he came to me frustrated. "I sleep 7 hours, doc, but it's like I didn't sleep at all. My legs cramp, I toss and turn, and I feel like I'm aging 10 years overnight." Tom's magnesium level just 1.7 mctine DDL, barely scraping the bottom of the normal range. And sadly, he's not alone. According to data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, NHANES, up to 48% of older adults in the U.S. consume less magnesium than recommended. Low intake is linked to increased muscle cramps, poor sleep fatigue, and higher risk of frailty. In fact, research published in Nutrients 2020 showed that magnesium deficiency was strongly associated with sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and function. Why magnesium matters more after 60. Here's what magnesium does for your muscles and sleep. Relaxes skeletal muscle by blocking calcium overload in cells. helps regulate nerve impulses, reducing involuntary spasms or cramps. Aids in the production of ATP, your body's energy currency, especially during overnight repair. Supports GABA and melatonin, which are key for deep, restful sleep. Reduces inflammatory markers linked to chronic pain and stiffness. All of these are critical for seniors trying to maintain leg strength balance and sleep quality. A 2012 double-blind study in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences tested magnesium supplements in older adults with insomnia. After 8 weeks, participants had fewer nighttime awakenings, improved sleep onset time, higher morning energy levels, and significant reductions in leg cramps and muscle tension. Another 2023 study in the Journal of Muscle Function and Health showed that older adults taking 250 milligrams of magnesium glycinate nightly improved their lower limb function by 34% after just 4 weeks. Even better, participants reported less joint stiffness and better postural stability, key for preventing falls. There are many forms of magnesium oxide, citrate, chloride, etc., but magnesium glycinate stands out for seniors. Why? It's highly bioavailable, meaning your body absorbs and uses it well. It's gentle on the stomach, unlike magnesium oxide, which often causes diarrhea. Glycine, the amino acid it's bound to, has calming effects on the brain and nervous system, enhancing sleep. That's why I always recommend glycinate, especially before bed. How and when to take it. Here's what I typically suggest. Dose 250 to 350 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. Timing 30-60 minutes before bed. How? On an empty stomach with warm water. No food or caffeine. Avoid pairing with high calcium meals, which can interfere with absorption. The goal is to create a relaxed, repair-ready state as your body enters deep sleep. If you're over 60 and you're not giving your body vitamin B12, vitamin C, vitamin E, and magnesium at the right time, especially before bed, you could be losing strength, coordination, and mobility every single night without even realizing it. But the good news, you can start changing that tonight. These 4 simple nutrients taken in the right form at the right time can help you wake up stronger, move with more confidence, and protect the independence you've worked your whole life to keep. So don't wait. Start tonight. Your future self will thank you. And hey, if you found this helpful, make sure to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Senior Life for more life-changing advice every week.